Obviously, the Google Pixel 8 has not actually been announced yet, and we probably won't get an announcement of it in like official specs and everything until sometime around this coming fall. But that hasn't really stopped us from learning all sorts of new things almost every day about this device as we get closer and closer to that time. Today, we're looking at a tweet from one Ross Young, who, if you do not know, has over 25 years of experience in the display industry, and they are the CEO of Display Supply Chain Consultants. And they tweeted just the other day on the 12th that the Google Pixel 8 was going to be using a 6.16-inch screen, down from a 6.32-inch screen on the Pixel 7, and then the Pixel 8 Pro would maintain the same 6.7-inch screen as before. Now, this is very, very interesting to me. What we have here is the Pixel 8 doing something that very few flagships ever do, and that's actually getting smaller than it was in the prior year. So like I said, 6.16 inches, and I actually have something on hand that you can kind of compare that to a little bit. I wish I actually had a Pixel 7 standard on hand to make this comparison. All I have is the Pixel 7 Pro, but I also happen to have the Pixel 6a, which has a 6.1-inch screen. So we're talking about 6.16 versus 6.1. So a very, very small difference from device to device. So what we can do, what I can show you in first person here, is a comparison of these two screen sizes. Now, obviously, the bezels on the Pixel 6a might wind up being a little bit bigger than what we have on the Pixel 8, but overall, the device size itself should end up being very, very similar to what you are seeing here between the 7 Pro and the Pixel 6a. I actually also have a photo here from a video from, who was this by actually? From Mike O'Brien. I'm sorry, Mike, I got your name wrong. This is a thumbnail image from one of their videos that does a really good job of showing the size differences. This is the Pro that I have, the 7 that I don't have, and then the 6a. So basically, the 7 is going to be about that size. It's going to shrink by round about that much. Again, we're talking about 0.06 inches in terms of difference between this and what the Pixel 8 is going to look like. And personally, I take this as a good thing. One of my favorite things about the Pixel 6a was the size. This is a big screen, guys, but it's one-handable, it's pocketable, it's a nice convenient size to me. And when I do pick up devices like the Pixel 7 Pro, I do find them to just be absolutely massive. They're so big, they're so wide, they're just, unless you have really big hands, which I don't, they just become really unwieldy and hard to use. The same goes for a lot of Samsung phones. So this is a much more comfortable size for me to hold in my hand. So again, I take this as a good thing and a step into the correct direction for me. It'll also be really interesting to see what impact, if any, this has on the battery life, right? It's a smaller screen, so potentially using slightly less power, but it might also mean a slightly smaller battery. Conventional wisdom would say that you probably won't see a large difference there. This is probably really going to come down more to personal preference in regard to screen size, overall body size of the phone, pocketability, and things like that. Also got to consider people like my wife, who did gravitate towards the 6a for a long time, and a big reason was because it was just easier for her to use, hold in her hand, fit into her pocket, and all of these sorts of things. I do want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think it's a good idea to make the Pixel 8 a little bit smaller than the Pixel 7? Let's talk about that in the comments down below. Not much more to say about this at this exact point, so I'm going to kind of just wrap things up there, guys. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more content just like this. I'll see you on the next one, and until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.